What's up, ladies and gentlemen, back again with another video, and today we're going to be doing a movie review on The Deep Blue Sea. The Deep Blue Sea stars Rachel Weisz, Tom Hiddleston, Simon Russell Beale, and it is based off of a play by Terrence, let's see, what's his name? Terrence Rattigan. And it is adapted and directed by Terrence Davies. So I'm going to go ahead and read the plot line of the movie right here, and then we're going to go ahead and take a talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to take a talk about it, and then I'm going to give you my point of view on what I thought about the movie, and if I should recommend it for you, as well as you giving your own thoughts and point of view at the end of today's video. So, plot line right here, it says master chronicler of post-war England, Terrence Davies directs Rachel Weisz as Hester Collier, the wife of the upper-class judge, played by Simon Russell Beale, and a free spirit trapped in a passionateless marriage. Her encounter with Freddie Page, played by Tom Hiddleston, a troubled former RAF pilot, throws her life into turmoil as their erotic relationship leaves her emotionally stranded and physically isolated. Movie is about 98 minutes, and of course it comes with a bunch of special features, but we're here to talk about the movie itself. Okay, now I've covered a few, I guess, love story movies here on this channel, mostly starring Tom Hiddleston. I'm pretty sure you guys already caught my last review of Only Lovers Left Alive, which is also a vampire love story. Well, this is also a different take on the whole love story genre of film. You know, because we are, you know, if you're not really into these kind of movies, you probably just see it as one side. But since I've been exploring, I guess, sort of Tom Hiddleston's filmography, I guess there's different types of ways to go about with a love story. Now, with this one, what's up, Rachel Weisz's character, who is Hester. This kind of goes into, I guess, the more darker aspects of the love story and whatnot, because she's in a dead-end marriage, you know, a loveless marriage. It's not going anywhere, so she ends up having, you know, affair with RAF pilot Freddie Page, played by Tom Hiddleston. You know, and she gets all that stuff that she wanted with her, you know, previous relationship, you know, and I guess, like, the husband is still kind of leaving the door open to, like, come back to her and try to work things out. Now, this movie has a pretty good cast of actors in here. Like I said, you got Rachel Weisz. I remember watching her from the Mummy movies. Tom Hiddleston and Simon Russell Beale, you know, and it goes into the deeper and dark aspects of the love story genre. Now, when you first get introduced to, I guess, Tom Hiddleston's character in the movie, Freddie Page, he's like Prince Charming. He's very romantic at first, and, you know, there's a lot of connection going on between, you know, him and Hester. But as the movie goes down the line, the relationship between Hester and Freddie starts to spiral out of control. It starts to turn into a self-destructive relationship. I see it, you know, and, you know, there's a very good performance by Rachel Weisz. She does her best to carry the film, you know, seeing things from her point of view. But then you also see a different side of Tom Hiddleston in this movie that you normally wouldn't see, at least from what I've seen from studying his body of work so far up to this point, is that you see how he goes from being Mr. Prince Charming to being a very angry and very, you know, he's a very angry guy with a bad temper, and he's taking it out on Hester the whole entire time, and she's over here trying to figure out how she's gonna navigate the relationship. Well, things are absolutely spiraling out of control. It's like she's a rock in a hard place, because first she's in a dead end marriage where it's not going anywhere. She's completely bored with it. It's passionless, it's loveless, and then she meets a young man, Freddie Page, played by Tom Hiddleston, and she's thinking that, this might be a fresh start for her. And it ends up becoming, even way worse than the last relationship she was in. So she kind of gets herself caught up in a rock and a hard place. So you do get to, sympathize with her character. She doesn't make the best choices because, even her dad in the movie is trying to tell her, you gotta, go to your husband, you gotta try to work out your relationship with your husband. Well, she's dead on set on leaving him behind and focusing more on Tom Hiddleston's character. Which, Freddie Page, like I said, he's all fine and dandy at first, Mr. Prince Charming, but then as the movie progresses down the line, you see a more darker side to him, more darker undertones, bad temper, a lot of yelling. He's constantly putting her down. He's even tired. Does he want her to speak anymore? So she's kind of a rock in a hard place. But no, this film, it's a very good dramatic piece, and I also liked, I guess, the cinematography, the way that they filmed the movie, cause the opening intro, it in the classical music and stuff. This is taking place around the 1950s. There are some interesting camera angles that the director Terrence Davies used in this film, and that's what I find very unique about this movie, is that some of the camera shots and some of the angles he chooses to use. Because the first 10 minutes when I started watching this, it came off like a silent movie at first. Because at first it was just playing classical music, and it was just letting each scene with no dialogue tell the story, before the full dialogue kicks in. And then that's when we get introduced to Freddie Page, played by Tom Hiddleston's character, and then, Hester, played by Rachel Weisz. They start to connect right off the bat, and we get that all out of the way before you see what she's going on with her marriage and whatnot, and see how the rest of the movie will unfold. But yeah, it's based off of a play, and they decided to actually finally make it a movie. I never seen the play. I've only watched the movie. But it's not a bad movie. It's a very dramatic masterpiece. There's a lot of great acting. You get to see, I guess, each character's point of view, whether you're looking at it from Hester's husband's point of view, Hester's point of view, or Freddie's point of view. So you kind of try to see things from all different angles, and you kind of just come up to your own conclusions for yourself while watching the movie. But yeah, it's a different kind of dramatic, romantic love story that starts off with all the fluff and all that other stuff you expect, and then it kind of turns into a whole darker downward spiral as the film goes on. But no, if you're into these kind of films, I recommend you to check it out. I would give The Deep Blue Sea, I would probably give it a solid like a solid A. They had the classical setting, the way this whole thing was filmed. I like the way the setting took place and the whole vibe it was giving off before it gave you the introduction to the characters. And you kind of feel like you're in that setting in the 1950s, because there's just radio and all this other stuff, and the different type of interactions with each character, but no, it's a very good dramatic romantic masterpiece. It explains the different sides of, I guess you could say a love story. Because, you know, I explained the whole vampire love story with Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton with Only Lovers Left Alive. So, you know, it just showed you that the filmmakers could have more than one take when it comes to the love story genre of film. You know, so that's what I got from watching this. And the movie's well paced. You know, it's 90 minutes. It goes by just like that. And you see some pretty good dramatic performances by Rachel Weisz and Tom Hiddleston. So, so yeah, it's a very good dramatic love story with a pretty good cast. So, have you guys seen The Deep Blue Sea? What did you guys think of it? Are you guys a fan of the Deep Blue Sea play? Are you a fan of Rachel Weisz or Tom Hiddleston? Let me know. Comment below. And if you want to see more content like this, I got a whole catalog of movie reviews and TV show reviews you can check out here on the channel, as well as other similar content such as my DVD and Blu-ray haul videos, my Fun Adventures YouTube vlogs, and other numerous content. So if you want to stick around for more, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys around for next video. Have a good day now. Peace.